Welcome to episode 9 of Inclusion with Mansi. I'm your host, Mansi Chandorkar. Each week, we're going to discuss various areas of inclusion and how you can be an inclusion champion. This month, we will be hearing from parents of individuals with specific learning disability share their journey with us. Today, we are going to be in conversation with Rakhi Agarwal, who is a parent of two young boys, one of which we have heard in episode 5 of this podcast. Welcome, Rakhi, to the podcast. Rakhi is a parent, and I will let Rakhi introduce herself. Rakhi, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Thank you, Mansi. Hi, everyone. I'm Rakhi Agrawal. I've got two wonderful boys, Ruhan and Riyansh. By profession, if you say, I was a software engineer, and right now I have joined the family business and dabble into many other things. That is, I am into baking and into socializing. And well, yes, that's more about me. We need to talk about our kids now.
Yeah, so thank you for introducing yourself. Can you tell me a little more about your boys?
I have an elder boy, Ruhan. He is in grade 10th right now. And Riyansh, he is in grade 7 right now. And they are studying in Orchid School. Uh, Ruhan is a wonderful boy. He has many interests. As such, he right now his main interest is horse riding, which he is very, very passionate about. And I am surprised how passionate he is. It's not only about riding, he even goes to the length of grooming the horse, and then grooming it has various things as such about cleaning the horse, cleaning the place of the horse. So that's a very big surprise, and it proves that his passion is real when he does all that.
Yeah, which is so awesome, right? It's so amazing to just hear him talk so passionately
Yes.
about the horses and everything that he does with them. That, like, even if you know nothing about horses, once he starts talking, you're like completely
Oh,
engaged and you
yes.
want to know more.
Yes.
So, that is quite exciting to
And his
know.
passion, that you can hear his passion from his voice and from his talks. And he's passionate about all animals generally. Right from when he was young, it was always a fish, or then we graduated to a cat, we graduated to a dog, and then we graduated to a horse. So
We've slowly grown in size as we've grown older,
yes.
which is awesome. So I know that horse riding has helped Ruhan in a lot of
Yes.
different ways when it has come to things that he has struggled with. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little about how school has been for him? What has been his struggle so far?
Earlier, if he can just go to his earlier life, that is maybe the prep and the first grade onwards. In the starting, well, as all these new schools are, they when he was in his nurseries and all that, the school said nothing to do much. We'll take care of it. No much of writing and all. I was very happy with that. I did not concentrate more on myself, and
Yeah.
I had my job to do too. I was a software engineer that time, so I was working. But in grade 1, I realized that Ruhan was lagging somewhere. I couldn't understand that time. We had to put in a lot of efforts. The first thing that I noticed was his writing, which was bad. First thing. The second thing was those B's, D's, which was later I came to know was mirror images. That time I thought he was just
Mm-hmm.
writing ulta for me.
Hmm. Yeah.
And many more. A was also a problem. I think P was a problem. So in numbers too, number 2 especially I remember was written opposite. Number 3 was not written the way 3 is written. So all these small things, so I just assumed it could be because earlier we did not make him write so much as we have written
Hmm.
when we were young in our school days.
Hmm.
So that much practice these kids didn't have according to the newer schools. So I thought I didn't give it much of a thought. But then also in maths, say during Diwali time, they come to those number sums, those not number sums, sorry, those descriptive sums, which is
Yeah.
what are
Word
they called?
problems or
Word
story
problems.
sums.
Yes,
Yeah.
story sums. So there I came to know a major setback as such, because he couldn't read that long sentences, and nor could he write down those sentences in the story sums. He could do the math part, but he couldn't
Yeah.
write those sentences, and he couldn't comprehend that very well. The struggle started that time. So I left my job in January in the first grade because I thought I needed to concentrate on my child, and my second child was also born that time. Riyansh was also there.
Hmm.
So I wanted to give my time to the kids. So for Ruhan, we were literally studying day and night the way we used to study for the 10th grade, how the 10th grade people study. So such a small child studying so much, and it was frustrating to him as well as me. I would also definitely get angry on him because so much of repetition every time, and he required a lot of repetition.
Hmm.
But even math, those concepts, each and every exam, before exam, we require to revise all the concepts again, right? From multiplication, division, whatever it is, all those basic concepts have to be revised. What I had to tell him, what is addition, what is subtraction. So, well, okay, the first grade went on. The second grade again, first grade we worked very hard, thought that I would make up for
Hmm.
the lost time. So, second grade also was a similar thing. Again, we were lacking in so many areas. Even in maths calculation, also, he was okay with those mental ability maths calculations. He was fast in that. But when the sums became bigger, he couldn't do that. That ascending and descending order, though he knew how to do it, since that ascending and descending order, if it is written horizontally, it becomes difficult for him to read and
Hmm.
comprehend. If it is written vertically, he could do it.
Hmm.
Also, in English, what I realized was, since those chapters are smaller that time, this child, whenever I used to take reading, he could read it. And I was,
Hmm.
and then the newer chapters he couldn't read. So he would mug up the sentences. He's a brilliant
Hmm.
child that ways. So
Yeah.
he would mug up the sentences, but the newer part he couldn't do it. And there were many things in between while reading which he used to skip. He used to skip a line sometimes, skip sometimes, so few words. Few words were pronounced, I mean, not read completely, but read half and pronounced in a different way, sounding
Hmm.
similar words as
Hmm.
such.
So he'll tend to guess the words that were there
Yes,
instead of actually reading what was there.
yes. So I thought we required more practice. So we did
Hmm.
that. We practiced,
Hmm.
we struggled, we had crying episodes, everything was bad. But we sailed through the second grade. In the third grade, again, mid of the third grade, I thought, "Yes, something has to be done." What we had already I had already seen that Tare Zameen Ke earlier. I thought, is my child
Hmm.
like that? I was speaking to a
Hmm.
few friends. Some friends said that one of somewhere long people, I mean her friend ka friend or something like that, they had gone to KM. So this kind
Hmm.
of test is there, that aptitude test. She told me, I didn't even know what kind of test it is. She said, ki go
Hmm.
to Dr. Patni in KM. That is,
Hmm.
KM has this Morris Foundation, which they do all these kind of tests and all. So I
Hmm.
went there. Uh, my husband didn't come along, first of all, because he is like, "You go and do it." He was not ready to accept it. So I went to Morris Foundation. We took an appointment. We went to those aptitude tests, and they have a long questionnaire, whatever they ask about the child's background. So, well,
Yeah.
Ruhan's all background was normal.
Hmm.
So finished all that, the report came, and he was diagnosed with dyslexia. That time,
Mm-hmm.
calcula wasn't diagnosed exactly because I think he was
Hmm.
smaller. So he
Hmm.
was with the reading.
Able
That
to
is a
cope at that time
yes,
with the math at least. Yeah.
yes. So it was basically writing difficulty and reading difficulty.
Hmm.
So he was diagnosed with that. We started his therapy sessions. He was recommended uh, occupational therapy,
Hmm.
and Dr. Patni would do something. I mean, I don't
Hmm.
know what was that time. So we started in KM, and we were living in Bakar that time. So it was a huge
Hmm.
distance. I wasn't driving to that time, so we used to go by bus. So
Hmm.
Ruhan has actually been through a lot. So we did a year in KM. By the
Hmm.
time Ruhan and me, we both were tired because going every 15 days to KM was not possible. It
Yeah,
was
and quite exhausting.
very exhausting. I started finding
Yeah.
out other options. So we came to know a psychologist, which is Dr. Bhushan in Aund.
Hmm.
We went to
Hmm.
him. He
Hmm.
diagnosed Ruhan with ADHD
Mm-hmm.
and dyslexia. So
Hmm.
he was giving some medicine. I think it was Attention, if I'm not wrong.
Hmm.
I did give Ruhan, and there's something more for his sleep.
Hmm.
So I did give Ruhan these medicine in the starting,
Mm-hmm.
but then I felt Ruhan was sleeping a lot. And
Hmm.
there's one more Ayurvedic medicine which is basically for omega.
Hmm.
It's a liquid. So
Hmm.
I don't remember the name. I did give Ruhan because that helps to him to concentrate. But
Hmm.
again, what the doctors told me was give the medicines compulsorily during exams. And
Hmm.
whenever in KM we had gone to test Ruhan, she had told me to give those medicines for a 15 days and then come and do the tests. I
Hmm.
didn't like that idea of giving medicines.
Hmm.
If the child becomes dependent on medicine.
Hmm.
So though I had given the medicines for some time, we stopped the medicines.
Hmm.
Okay, Ruhan was a little hyperactive, and what all problems we had because he used to throw a lot of tantrums. He didn't have many friends that time. We both were struggling to find out what it was. So we stopped the medicines. We found out alternate ways. Then we came to know about Reena Punagiri in Aund.
Hmm.
She does
Just remediation.
remediation. So we started Ruhan with remediation. We found there was one more doctor in Baner. We started our occupational therapy with her. We went for a
Hmm.
few months, but Ruhan wasn't comfortable there.
Hmm.
We stopped that. Ruhan refused to go there actually. So you
Hmm.
cannot force a child to go there. So
Yeah, absolutely.
we found Judith, who is also an occupational therapist. I think he is in between of this. He was in a school he was in another school, and by this all the time Ruhan had progressed to the grade 5.
Hmm.
And I always wanted to change that school because the school is good. There's nothing about the school. First of all, the school is ICSE, which I felt the
Hmm.
curriculum would be too much for Ruhan.
Hmm.
Secondly, the school the school did try and cooperate with us, but the cooperation was in terms that Ruhan was given a simpler question paper and an
Hmm.
extra time. So
Hmm.
till then, I felt that Ruhan did not require a simpler question paper.
Hmm.
The time
Because
limit,
he was, yeah,
yes.
he was able to study what the rest of the kids in his class are studying, but just that little extra time was sufficient
And
for
Ruhan's
him to answer
IQ
the
had
same.
come to higher level
Hmm.
when he was
Above
tested,
average. Yeah.
above average. So according to that too, he did not require the simpler question paper. So
Hmm.
I wasn't comfortable with that, but that school couldn't help us other than these things. They were also
Hmm.
exploring. I think we
Hmm.
were the first case or something like that.
Hmm.
So my husband wasn't agreeing to change school. At
Hmm.
but in grade fifth we put our foot down, and then I got his school changed to Orchid.
Hmm.
So Orchid School is all inclusive school, which has
Hmm.
all the kind of kids, and they are very much they're for the kids basically. They work for the kids. So that was a blessing for me. And
Hmm.
in Orchid, we had a separate department which caters to occupational therapy and remediation. So the teachers were wonderful. They all know what it is, and
Hmm.
we started our journey like that in Orchid School, and Orchid School has been very helpful. As such, they also speak to the child. They take the child's emotional quotient also in account, you know,
Yeah.
because it everything goes hand in hand. These kind of kids are very emotional, and they do not know how to express their thoughts.
Hmm.
And so we had Anushri Di on board that time. She had been a blessing that time to speak to Ruhan, or maybe if whatever to both of us. I was also going through a lot that time.
Hmm.
So she's helped us a lot. We had Mansi Di that time, who was, I think Mansi Di and Anushri Di worked together as a counselor, as a remediation. I think I did not myself distinguish between who was a counselor, who was a remediation. I would go to both of them. So and they sorted out amongst themselves, you know, how to help
Yeah.
Ruhan and me.
Yeah,
So
and it does help to have a good team which is there to support not just the child but also the parents and to guide them on what is to be done next. Because
yes,
it can be quite overwhelming with how things are going. So, while
yes.
you were doing all this, was your family supportive or were you expected to
Mm,
do this on your own?
supportive as such, my husband couldn't accept it that there is some problem with the child.
Hmm.
If you say the monetary part, he never told me anything. He never interfered in it, but he just didn't come along with me, which I think I
Hmm.
required that time. You just,
Yeah, that.
even if you do not believe or do not accept your child has something, you just need to go along with it. My parents, they were supportive as such, whatever they could do, but they couldn't understand in this field
Hmm.
what it was.
Hmm.
My we shifted. We were staying in Wakad, so coming to Reena Bhunagiri and Judith was a huge distance for us to travel. By the time,
Hmm.
luckily, we had found Mrs. Modi also, who's her,
Hmm.
Ruhan's tuition teacher.
Hmm.
Uh, so we were at everything was centered into Aund. So we shifted our house or we shifted our base to Aund that time. So in that, my husband was very supportive. That,
Hmm.
he agreed to shift.
Yeah, and it
So
does help to have that kind of support in some way or the other, where
yes,
you know that you can rely on other people that will help you in the journey for your child to progress.
yes. So, but shifting in Aund was also a very good decision because it saved time. Forget about me. What I
Hmm.
would do is from Wakad, I would travel, sit 2 hours in Aund on a ground or something, and then take Ruhan back after all his classes.
Hmm.
So even Riyansh was suffering because of that because I had to leave Riyansh at home or take him
Yeah.
along, and then we used to study in the car or on the ground or something like that because Riyansh was
Hmm.
pretty young that time.
Hmm.
So we shifted to Aund. Shifting to Aund, Ruhan saved a lot of time traveling and his energy too.
Hmm.
So that was one thing which was very good. My parents supported me as such, like emotionally, they supported me.
Yeah,
So
that is also important to have.
yes, understanding what the child is
Yeah.
going through. I understood what the child was going through. I feel bad when I was very tough on him in the first and the second grade because
Hmm.
I didn't know that time that Ruhan had these issues. I was like, after studying so much, after putting in so much efforts from both Ruhan and me,
Hmm.
why aren't we getting marks? Maybe marks as well. We have never been a marks oriented family, but
Hmm.
yet, why couldn't he perform in school?
Yeah, the results were not proportionate to the effort that had gone in.
Yes, and that
So,
was a Herculean effort that Ruhan was putting in that
hmm.
time.
And I
So
think for you, at least getting the diagnosis helped in a way to accept what is happening and to understand what your child is going through
yes,
a lot better.
yes, and then you have to read up a lot on internet, speak to a lot of people, and then you feel there are two things when you do this. You understand that you're not alone in the world, and it is
Hmm.
not bad to have dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, whatever you call these things. There's so many other
Hmm.
branches. It is
Yeah.
not a disability. Basically, it is just that your child is different.
Yeah.
You shouldn't term this as a disability. If you can accept that, I think it's fine. The boat sails through. You have to understand.
It's a specific learning difficulty, right? A
Yes,
disorder where only in this aspect is where my child is struggling in, while my child is very good at a lot of other things in life. It's
yes,
not that, he's not able to do anything else in life or things are getting tougher. Yeah, emotionally, behaviorally, because I'm not able to cope with and I am frustrated with how I'm feeling, those reactions are different, but
yes.
I still have a lot of other interests and I'm still a whole person, so I am who I am, and this is just a part of me.
So if you accept your child for his strengths, for his weaknesses, I think it is good. And then that will help your child to accept whom he is. You
Yeah,
should never
absolutely.
hide you should never hide what your child, all these difficulties, whatever the diagnosis, your child should know. You shouldn't hide it from your child because then it helps him to understand about himself, so that he
Yeah.
doesn't place himself below his peers, because the kids are very clever. They know they are lacking somewhere,
Yeah. They
and
can feel the difference.
they can feel the difference. So you have to give strength to your kid, saying that I am always there behind. These kids, this dyslexia, and they have those motor issues as such, because their
Hmm.
motor skills aren't developed. So the smallest of the everyday task, like buttoning the shirts, you know, they drop a lot of things which we wouldn't drop. That is all not their fault. It is about their motor skills. You have to work on it. It
Yeah.
is
Fine motor
frustrating.
skills are tough. Yeah.
Yes, it is difficult in the starting for a parent to understand. You do get irritated. I got irritated with my child. Like, you have grown up so much. Why do you expect me to button your shirt? Because our responsibilities kind of keep increasing.
Yeah.
So that happens. But once you know, accept it and do things differently.
Yeah. So it does help one to accept that yes, there is something different about my child. Yes, they do learn differently. And
Yes,
then to go on to what can I do about it? So,
yes,
like you did, you met with a counselor, you met with a remedial educator, you went to an occupational therapist. Those are the things your child needed to cope with his difficulties
yes,
and to come out, and to accept his own difficulties and know how to manage them well.
yes.
So, is there anything else as a parent that you should keep in mind when you approach school, when you figure out that, okay, my child may be a little different from everyone else?
Yes, you should first of all do your research, find out which school is beneficial for your child, or which school takes into account these kids. So, first of all, finding the right school is very important. And luckily for us, right now, there are many schools who do have these inclusive departments or the inclusive kids. So,
Yeah,
and internet is a boon where you can find out your data, have your data, research your data. And of
yeah.
course, trial and error is going to be there, and you should be ready for change. If this school doesn't suit my child, I need to change the school for my child. So in school, whenever you approach the team of the school, find out if they have a counselor on board, find out if they have remediation on board, remediation teachers on board, and how sensitive are they for these kids.
Hmm.
Talk to them beforehand ki this is the diagnosis of my child, what kind of liberties are there for my kid, as such.
Yeah.
Because I think as a parent you may not be well versed according to, say, CBSE board or ICSE board, what do they give. Speak to your teachers out there in that school and ask them.
Yeah. What
And
are the rights that my kid has? What are the concessions or accommodations they can avail of
yes,
since they have this difficulty, and how, as a school, you can support them?
yes. So that initial talk only you come to know whether how supportive the school is. The earlier
Yeah.
school said I can do only this, as such as reduce the amount of questions in the paper, that is simplify the paper and give extra time. But the Orchid school that we went to, they said कि whatever Ruhan requires, since they were ready to give that. They were ready to
Yeah.
give a reader, they were ready to give a writer, they were ready to give extra time. So
Yeah.
that is what Ruhan requires.
And
Each
it is
child,
as yeah, it is as per the CBSE board. It's not like the school is doing things that they feel like doing. They're still
yes,
following what the government has recommended and what they
yes,
are saying that these are the concessions that are available. So there's a whole thorough process that goes behind it. But
yes.
yes, getting that support which is received for the board exam to translate into the younger grades is something which is important for the kids to feel better about themselves and finally reach there.
Doing whatever the way Orchid School supported us, I have seen Ruhan's confidence growing.
Hmm.
Earlier, see, when they're in a younger class, the kids don't know so much. But once they reach grade third or fourth, fifth, that time the child starts feeling something different about himself. And that is when they
Yeah.
start growing, going into a shell. I felt Ruhan going into a shell that time. And that is when I decided to change the school. So
Hmm.
Ruhan didn't come out of the shell overnight. Sixth
Yeah.
standard, we shifted him in sixth standard. Sixth standard, he didn't like school at all. He didn't, because we had changed the school. He was comfortable because he had found out how he could hide, himself. Yes,
Yeah. He had learnt his own coping mechanisms over there. And Orchid
yes,
being a very activity oriented school, very different type of ways the teacher approaches the child and having a good wellness team wouldn't leave him alone. So he didn't have a choice from that. Yeah.
yes. So he didn't like it. He got attention that time. He got attention in Orchid. So he didn't like it. So first year was a struggle. He didn't go to school very often, which the teachers and all and the school helped me out. Not even the remediation department, which is there in school, even the class teachers, the subject
Yeah.
teachers are very approachable, and they have helped in all the
Absolutely.
ways they could. Even for the notes, the teacher would tell me ki these are the notes. We had set up periodical times where I would go in the school, xerox the notes, get it back. The school also had taken into consideration that Ruhan wouldn't be able to complete his classwork books. He wasn't pressurized for that, but also he was pressurized enough so that he could do things. In his earlier school, he wouldn't do the books completion.
Yeah.
The teachers didn't care about it, or didn't. Maybe it was their policy. It was not only about Ruhan, it was for all the kids. After a certain grade, the classroom books were the
Hmm.
responsibility of the kids itself.
Hmm.
That was their mechanism. But I think for Ruhan, a
Yeah.
different approach was needed, which you required a fine balance between getting things done from him and also having those
Yeah, so
concessions
like
that he
school did
required.
understand that he did struggle genuinely with the writing bit of it. And it is important also to have the expectations so that the kid knows that I can live up to those expectations. Because he's capable of completing that much
Yes,
work, of doing that much. So it's not that, okay, oh, you have a difficulty, don't do anything. It's okay, fine, you do have a difficulty, but we know how to
yes,
cope with it and we'll work around it, and you will make sure you can do how much you can, and we will push you to try harder to do better. So it is important to still continue
yes.
having that expectation from your child, that what has worked for him, right?
It's Yes, it's very important for them to have know that people do
Yeah.
expect from me. Because he sets those
Yeah.
expectations for himself
And I
and
really
he
liked
works
how
for
you
it.
said that it's not just the counselor or the special educator, the remedial teacher that is in charge of, making sure of his well being, but all the teachers that are his class teachers, subject teachers take equal responsibility that this is a
Yes.
student of my class, this is my child, and I will ensure he learns the best in my class.
And also to go out of the way to help Ruhan. I'm sure the teachers have to really go out of their way
Yeah.
because they have got so many kids. And this is an additional duty about the teachers would tell me like, Rakhi, take only do these few questions for Ruhan as
Hmm.
homework, maybe we'll simplify it for
Yeah.
Ruhan so that he does it at least. So that's an
Yeah.
extra work the teachers are putting in. So they
Yeah,
were
and
ready
that's
for
an
that and happy
accommodation
to do
that
it.
really helped Ruhan, that okay, now I have a sense of achievement that I can actually complete my work, and that I'm completing my homework and I'm completing the
Yes,
classwork that was set for me. So I am doing what is expected out of me. So I
yes,
will try a little harder to, work a little more towards it.
yes,
Yeah, so that's nice.
yes.
And I also noticed that, you had mentioned about the horse riding, and that how that has also helped Ruhan academically and in school becoming more regular.
Yes, the first thing, as I've
Yeah.
spoken earlier about motor skills, these kids need to work on their motor skills. So, going to horse riding, first of all, his passion was, I think till
Hmm.
that time, Ruhan didn't have any passion. We have tried various things: football, skating, badminton, everything we have tried. He didn't like it. Going to the horse
Hmm.
riding, he loved it. He loved the passion. I think getting in touch with the animals, he
Hmm.
felt some sense of belonging. And since he was achieving out there, that
Yeah.
his confidence developed. And to coming back to the motor skills, in horse riding, your whole body is involved. Your hands are involved, your wrist is involved because you have
Yeah.
to catch those reins of the horses, and your body has to be the
Hmm.
balance part of the body which is there. So that
Hmm.
comes in because you have to balance yourself on the horse. Your legs have to be strong because you have
Yeah.
to support yourself. So horse riding helped him in each and every way, developing his motor skills, developing his passion, getting his
Yeah, and it also
confidence
even
back.
translated to getting more
So
work done in class. He was more regular and he was more willing to
yes,
do even expressive writing work, which I thought was really cool that, that he
yes,
wants to, because he's so passionate about it. He's like, I'm willing to talk more about this. I'm willing to write more about this. I'm willing to do things which are related to things I'm interested in and learn more about it and then translate
yes.
that into his work as well.
And also, he could
Yeah.
show in school that I'm achieving something. When he got the state level certificates, he was happy that to show it in school, saying that
And
I
that's a
have
very
achieved
big deal. It's not
something.
just something.
So that
His name was in the paper and
very
all. So
big
that
deal.
is like so
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
He did get medals also, right? But
So it
yeah,
really helped. He did
yeah,
get medals and certificates. So that's a and
yeah,
it's a big thing for
yeah.
Ruhan or for any child maybe.
So, yes,
You know.
so like you're
So
saying that
that
it's,
was good.
important to not only focus on what are the difficulties, but also focus on what are the strengths and encourage your child to pursue their
Yes.
strengths as well. Because that's where they're going to start gaining their self confidence. And then they have enough energy to put into things that are
Hmm.
tough for them and then study that and work on those skills. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Okay.
very important. And all throughout this, I have noticed that you as a parent
Yeah.
need to be ready for a change. The child is going to hop and skip from interest because
Yeah.
he finds his own interest. So you shouldn't scold your child like, oh, we have you wasted your money there or you wasted our money there. No, the child is going to
Yeah, and
explore.
it
Be ready to
helps to keep
explore.
an open mind. So grow together, explore together, learn together,
Yes,
and see where life takes you. Because it's
yes,
not all about, oh no, I can't do this, but it's, oh, I can do this also, and this I can do so well and so nicely.
also,
So it is important to keep
yes,
encouraging them to pursue things of their interest while helping them cope with their difficulties for
yes,
sure. So, is there
yes.
anything that you would like to tell teachers of the general classrooms, of the mainstream classrooms, on what you feel has helped your child and what they can keep in mind if they feel they have a child with difficulties in their class?
Yes. The teachers, first of all, I think all the teachers, irrespective of school and all, should undergo some kind of training. I'm not sure what kind of training that is. Training to identify, to sympathize with these kind of kids. So, they need to be
Hmm.
trained to identify these kids. So one,
Hmm.
I think all the schools can do that. Second, have a curriculum difference for kids with dyslexia
Hmm.
or with different abilities, because each child is different. Each child, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, all these parameters for
Hmm.
each and every child is different. You cannot
Hmm.
brand them together. So you have to take the child as an individual
Yeah.
and help him accordingly. Secondly, whatever the child's problem is, issue is, the smallest of the things, as these kids are very, very sensitive. Suppose if he's not completed the book or he's not done some activity that he's supposed to, the teacher should keep in mind to speak to this kid
Hmm.
separately, but not in the whole classroom,
Yeah. Public
especially to
humiliation
adolescent
is
kids.
not the way for any child. So, yeah.
But these children are
Yeah.
more sensitive than the other kids. They take it to their
So it
heart.
does help to speak to them one on
So
one, build that
that
own
is,
personal rapport with the child, and then take it
yes,
ahead from there. And like you've said, that because
yes.
Ruhan's teachers have
Because
done
these,
that for him, he is able to live up to their
yes,
expectations. And yes, there is a little more reminders that are required at times, but he does want to do it for his teachers. So it comes from within then.
yes. The teacher should find out a way how
Hmm.
to get things done from the child. So once if the
Yeah.
child respects the teacher,
Yeah.
he will do anything for the
Absolutely.
teacher as such. Whatever the teacher says, it will be done. And that respect can be gained only when the teacher respects the
Yeah.
child itself as being an individual.
That is a very important point. So, three
So
points for
that's it.
teachers: respect your kid, have appropriate expectations from them, go through some training so you are aware of what signs are that you need to look out for, and make sure that within the
Yes,
set curriculum, how can you differentiate your work for different types of learners so that each one's learning needs are taken
yes,
care of, and it becomes exciting for the whole classroom because you're using so many different methods of teaching and helping them explore and learn
yes,
in different ways. And what are your words of
yes.
wisdom to parents who are just realizing that, okay, my child may be a little different? What is something that they should keep in mind for themselves?
The
Mm-hmm.
word that you said, different, I think that parents need to realize that my child or
Yeah, we are
each and
all
every
unique.
child is different. You cannot, yes, you cannot say that if his sibling or his brother or his friend or sister, whoever has achieved some, at this level, my child
Yeah.
needs to go there. No. Each and every child is different. Accept his difficulties, accept his problems, work
Hmm.
along with him for his problems, and give him the confidence that
Yeah,
it's okay to be different. There is nothing
absolutely.
wrong to be different.
Hmm.
And we are there with you. And you can achieve. Give
It
that
is very
confidence to that
important that you
child.
believe in your child. Don't compare them with anyone else. You can compare them with their own achievements that, oh,
Yes,
you were able to do so much. Look, you've put in so much effort. You're doing so much better now. So, compared to what I have done, how much effort
and
I have put in, am I putting in that effort? And am I supporting
yes,
you to put in that effort? So, be supportive to your child, is what you are saying, is the first step to start with.
yes. Then find out the right kind of people who can help your child. And that is actually a journey. It is not the fault of the person that you go to help, asking for help to your child. Sometimes that equation of the child and
Yeah.
the counselor doesn't fit into,
May
or
not
the
work. Yeah.
remediation.
Yeah.
Be ready to change. May not
Yeah.
work. Be
And
ready to
again, that's not
change.
your child's fault that that hasn't
Explore
worked
yourself.
out. Yeah.
It is not your child's fault. It is not the
Yeah.
fault of the remediation teacher too.
Sometimes just some,
You know,
yeah,
it is who
sometimes
connects
it
with
just
your child,
doesn't,
basically.
two people don't connect, but you can always find someone who your child can connect with, who
Yes.
can connect with your child really well. So having a good support system,
So that
going
is
through
very
the right
important.
therapists is extremely important. That is, I don't think that you should be ashamed of going through a remedial teacher or to a counselor. It is as equivalent as you'd go to a doctor for a cold.
Yes, you shouldn't be ashamed of your child, and you should teach your child not
Yeah,
to be ashamed of himself too. That is also very important.
absolutely.
And also find whatever tasks you can offload. Like I could teach Ruhan till a certain grade, till fourth grade. After that, I found, though I could teach him further on, but he had grown up as a child. Then there were a lot of tussles between us, and we were always, scolding, and I was scolding him in each and everything, like for the studies, for the food habits, for the sleeping habits, for the clothes, everything, everything. So find out tasks which you
Yeah.
can offload it to somebody else. So I found that I could
Hmm.
offload the study part,
And it does help because you are
you know.
still your
So
child's parent. You
try,
need to have that individual bond which is beyond academics because your life cannot revolve just
yes,
around that. So, yeah,
yes. So find out tasks
yeah,
which you can offload
that's
it to other people.
good advice for them. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the listeners that you feel they need to know about your journey with your child, on how things
Uh,
are?
it's a rocky journey, definitely, but it is a wonderful journey. You have to just
Yeah,
be there for the child
yeah,
and
yeah.
listen to him. That's it.
I think that's
Everything
really
is fine
good.
then.
And we've seen Ruhan blossom into a wonderful individual that he is right now. And we are hoping the very best that he
Yes.
is able to pursue his dreams with horses and do a lot more about it while figuring out what else
Yes.
interests him and what he wants to become in life later. He's still in 10th, he still has time to figure
He
that
still
out.
has time to figure out.
Wishing him all the best and wishing you all the best in your rocky journey.
Thank you so
So,
much.
thank you so much for coming today, and I hope everyone has enjoyed listening and has learned something from all the valuable tips that you've given us. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Inclusion with Mansi. If you have enjoyed today's episode, do share the podcast with your family and friends. I would love to hear your feedback. You can connect with me on my Facebook page or Instagram at Inclusion with Mansi. You may also email me at inclusionwithmansi@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, remember to share our similarities and celebrate our differences.